They're not in that aisle. What's your saying, Frank? They got Gucci. Do you send it?
Yep.
Breaking news. Hit it, Frank. Let's go.
Okay, so the Boston Bruins are working on a deal that will, this is interesting for the Oilers Nation audience, will ultimately include sending Taylor Hall to the Chicago Blackhawks. Waiting on some more details. Trade is not done yet, but certainly something that is well down the track. And the Blackhawks are, we've mentioned, you talked about them right off the top of the show, one of the destinations that would be in the business of taking on some expensive contracts from other teams. And we've talked before about the idea of the Bruins needing to clear out some cap space. So I think there's more components to this deal, but Taylor Hall expected to be at the forefront. And since we're on NHL Awards Day itself, I think 2018 Hart Trophy winner appears to be on the move. So tough spot for Taylor Hall to be in, going from a contending team in the Boston Bruins to a team that's rebuilding in the Chicago Blackhawks, but probably a pretty exciting idea to have a chance to play with someone like Connor Bedard next year.
Yeah, Taylor Hall, 2 more years at $6 million on the cap. This is one you guys like to roast, the AMA Travel Trade Machine. This was actually one of the predictions last week.
Come on.
I want Aaron to pull up the graphic, but this was one of our predictions last week because it just made sense from the perspective of you're Chicago. You need to have talent there. You cannot just run him out there with, like, no disrespect, but like Jujhar Khaira being high up in your depth chart. That can't happen when you have Connor Bedard. And not that they're going to push to be a playoff team next year, but getting a guy like Hall, a veteran who even like from on a personal level has gone through the experience of being a first overall pick, has gone through the rebuilds in Edmonton. I think this is just a slam dunk fit for the Hawks.
As our guy Bagged Milk just said, does this mean that because they're getting Hall that they're going to win the draft lottery again next year?
That's also part of it.
Well, I think the streak ended though, so might have to start over, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
because he wasn't part of the organization that won this year.
Yeah, but as long as he's in the mix, he wins.
Yeah, he wasn't in the mix.
If he's in the mix, maybe he wins. Interesting stuff.
That would be crazy, by the way.
Taylor Hall going to Chicago, Frank Seravalli breaking it right now while we were doing the Papa John's news desk as well. Everything lined up very nicely right there.
I wasn't that's exactly what I just showed you guys.
Yeah, it was.
So I wasn't teasing. I just said it wasn't ready yet.
So
guys, sometimes you gotta let things. This is how the sausage is made. You gotta let things percolate a little bit.
This is why I never say anything when we're doing these shows, and I see you sitting like this.
Yeah, I know.
Never. I know to let him cook.
This guy.
It's the old saying, hold up, let him cook. Frank Seravalli breaking the news live on the show.